An eternity later.
Go.
Gotta go to work. Okay. I'll be there. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, there was a small fire in a house nearby. Nobody was hurt. First responders got there and saved everyone. So that's good. But we have to see if the fire was arson, because we don't know yet. So we're gonna have to take our crime scene techs, take a lot of pictures from the walls, everything, the windows, everything, so we can look at that and see if maybe we have signs of arson.
Okay.
So obviously with fire, it's very hard to find DNA evidence or fingerprints evidence because, well, fire burns pretty much all we can find with our bare eyes. So we're gonna have to resort to different techniques. Like for example, we use super glue we use the gas of super glue to find fingerprints. So what it does is there's a molecule in super glue. So there's cyanoacrylate, which when heated forms a fumes or gas, which then is attracted to oil and sweat from fingers. So if I put my finger here and then I give it a gas, it's gonna attach itself to the oil and crystallize so that I can see with my bare eyes the fingerprint. So we're gonna have to try this on any surfaces that someone would touch. So door handles, windows, tables, any surfaces that are still like not burnt.
Okay. Okay, so while we're waiting for the super glue fingerprints, or possible fingerprints, I'm gonna show you how you can do your fingerprints. So what police usually do is they have like an ink pad, but I don't have mine because it's 3 a.m. So I'm gonna put ink on your finger all around, almost to your nail. Perfect. And then I'm gonna take one side of your finger and roll it around to the other side. And you can kind of see it. You show it? It's purple. So these are mine that I had done a couple years ago for learning purposes. So I can tell you that your fingerprints have a swirl in the middle.
I know.
Yes, and mine have an arch. So those are the kind of things you look for in fingerprint match. So the shape.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you have two fingerprints you want to compare, you can overlay them in the computer. And if they do this, so they don't match, or they do like this, and they perfectly match. And the more like indicators you have, indicators are like perfect lines that match perfectly together. The more those you have, the better the evidence is, and the more it's like highly considered in court. So obviously, this comparison would be like a no, because we don't have the same fingerprints at all, because we are not the same person.
Exactly.
So let's see if we have crystal fingerprints now.
Let's go. So since we are investigating on a possible arson,
Yes.
I was trying to create a profile based on arson in general, like why people would do it and what can bring them to do it.
Okay.
So my first research was to go about the type of person that we might find. So they are usually late teens or mid-30s. Usually they are male. Females are actually pretty rare to commit arson, but there's always a really specific reason why they do it. Usually they have a social economic status that is really low income. They have unstable employment most of the time. They're usually alone. They feel rejected, shame, and failure, usually when it comes to themselves, how they present themselves. The reasons why they might commit it would be to release stress, anger, frustrations, or to show a certain level of power, or to give control. It's a sense of dominance for them. In arsonists, they have this type of fascination about fire, but it's not like pyromania, which is the fascination extreme of fire. Like I would say that pyromania is most likely to be on the sexual side more than the appreciation side. I don't know if you understand what I mean by that, but it's like love and like. It's the difference. So past incident can be the reasons why they do it again. Let's say they lived through a fire. Maybe they have a fascination towards it and want to recreate the event multiple times. Can happen. Sometimes it's just the excitement to see the emergency coming to stop the fire. It can be just the view of it that can be fascinating. That's pretty much it. For the psychological behaviors in arsonists, like I said, the fascination or the history with fire material. You have also the behavior of following every fire department in your city. So let's say you have a stolen radio from a police department that connects to the fire station. You can hear when the fires are coded, so you can go there and see the fire yourself. Also, they love to watch events go down. They can also have a strong anger against the party that got on fire. Can be an institution or a government, anything. They usually have a lot of fire material, like explosives and stuff like that. They buy it like in a bunch. They don't buy it just because I need like a lighter to light some candles for a birthday. They increase their isolation. They are agitated. They are dramatic in their behaviors. So that's pretty much the big picture for an arsonist. And
Okay. Well, like, we have to prove it's arson first, so I have to look at the evidence.
if it is, we have a profile.
Good.
If it's not, well,
It's accidental and not a problem anymore. So I received some of the pictures from the crime scene. As you can see, it's pretty badly burned. So the walls even cracked at some places, plastic melted. And here you can actually see that there's a line coming from above and downstairs. So this is actually one of the main walls in the house. It's connected to the upper floor, which is the attic. So it seems like the fire burnt from upstairs and downstairs at the same time. Which, if it's natural, seems very odd to me. So here you can also see like these kinds of V shapes. It's kind of like mountains. So the flames came up from here and the flames here came down, you know? And since we have like a black line here, I think there was some sort of accelerant involved. So what we're gonna do is gonna go back and take some samples and see if we can find any chemical traces of accelerant like gasoline or anything else, because fire from up and down is very rare. I've never seen it, so I don't think it's natural. So here's what we found with the technique of superglue fuming. We found a pretty good fingerprint. We found multiple, but this is our best. This was found on the door handle from the outside. So we can see here we have like a swoop and then kind of a round and then an arch. So if we find a suspect, we can match it by overlaying them and seeing if these little tiny lines align. So first thing first, we have to find a suspect and we have to see if they will give us their fingerprints. But I will, for now, use the databases we already have to see if it's a known felon of some sort, to see if we already have their fingerprints. So I'm gonna do that, and it could take a while. So hopefully we find a suspect.
Hopefully. So we probably established that there's a possibility that it's arson
Yes.
because of the flames, like you explained.
Yes.
So I'm ready to give you the motivation for someone who commits arson.
Okay.
There's multiple motivation to do this. So the first one will be revenge. Second one will be for financial gain. We've seen a lot of fraud to gain a lot of money. There's also the hero complex. This one, I'm gonna break it down a little bit. The hero complex would be someone setting fire an object or a residence just because, and then calling rescue and saying, oh, there's a fire, someone come help me. But actually it's the person who created the fire and wants the recognitions of the other people that said, oh, you survived this, you're so great, and you know, having all the compliments afterward. Another one would be thrill seeking, so just searching for something intense that will give a pop of energizing to the person. There's also concealment. So concealment is hiding a past crime with the fire. And the last and not least motivation would be the mental health. So every issue that might go with the personality disorders are most likely to become arsonists because they are not really stable in their emotions, since it's their personality. So you have narcissist personality, histrionic personality, and borderline personality. These are three factors that can motivate the mental health part. Also schizophrenia, but it's more often a personality disorder.
Okay.
After a crime, usually the person is gonna ask about the fire to multiple person. They're gonna visit the site often. They're gonna be attention seeking from other people about the case. Oh, did you heard about that? Do you know what happened to that place? So
Okay.
kind of asking question about it. They can develop a lot of anxiety, insomnia, and they can brag to peers about setting buildings on fire. The major thing that we are looking at when we search for arsonists is their childhood life. So did they have any behaviors with animals or with fire? Did they really enjoy setting stuff on fire when they were a kid? Stuff like that. Trauma can also play a big thing into the situation. Being neglected can also be a risk. Having a bad family life, substance abuse, and past criminal records are all risk factors for arsonists.
Okay. So in this case, do you have any idea what it might be? Not yet.
Since we talked about earlier about the fire that was up and down.
Yeah.
I believe it was maybe for fraud, I would say. Because how the house was burned, how you explained it to me, it's like if they lighted parts of the house on fire.
Yeah, it's kind of like, well, I forgot to tell you, but we found a chemical residue on the stairs next to the wall next to the stairs and the main wall, like I showed you, and upstairs in the attic.
So we just have a confirmation that it was arson.
It was gasoline induced fire.
Okay.
So you think it's fraud because of how, like, if you want to burn a house on fire, you like do it from the outside, you like put fire in one room.
Well, usually when someone burns a residence on fire and really wants to put it to the ground, they would pour gasoline everywhere on the main floor, not upstairs.
Yeah, I agree.
So the reason why I believe it would be fraud is because they did upstairs and downstairs.
And I also believe that our victim or the homeowner is currently bankrupt and in dire need of money.
No. So it goes with the profile of someone that is low income.
Yeah.
And that needs financial gain quickly.
Yeah. And also we looked into him and there wasn't much information. Like nobody was mad at him, nothing like this. So I think financial fraud is the most logical explanation.
I think so.
Okay. Okay, so we took the time to make a 2D maquette of the front of the house. So as you can see, it was burnt up here. It's black. And a little bit on the side here. I don't know if you can see. But it was not burnt from the outside. So it really was burnt only from the inside.
So just by the observations that we're making with this, it just seems like this person didn't even get the time to do it inside the house. They just went up the stairs, put the gasoline, and then go up at the attic and then pour the rest there.
Yeah, and then left. So we have to give this information to the detectives and give them the suspect, which we think is the homeowner.
Yep. So, okay.
Good job. Now we can go back to sleep.
Go back to sleep.
Because it's 7 in the morning. Yay!